Routine Habits according to C.G. Jung. Dear friends, today I will guide you through the world of routine habits as I understand them based on my life and deep study of the human psyche. I will speak simply and clearly so that my thoughts can be understood by anyone who desires inner growth and harmony. I will be inspired by my own experiences, as described by sources, and also by my understanding of the soul, as captured in my books, for example, in works on the collective unconscious, archetypes, and individuation. Routine habits are not just ordinary activities that we repeat day after day. They are rituals that connect us with our inner self and the collective unconscious. That deep layer of our psyche where ancient patterns of behavior and archetypes are stored, i.e., universal symbols that we share as humanity. When we create a solid daily structure, we give our soul space to flourish, find balance between the conscious and the unconscious, and protect us from the chaos of the external world. Routine is like an anchor that holds us firmly in place while we embark on a journey of discovering our inner world. Routine as a path to inner harmony. Each day we experience is like a small picture of our overall journey of individuation, the process of trying to become whole personalities, integrating all parts of ourselves, including those hidden in the unconscious. Routine helps us anchor ourselves in the chaos of the world and gives us a sense of stability. Look at my own life. I used to get up every morning at 7 a.m. and greet my kitchen utensils. It may sound strange or even funny, but this little ritual reminded me that even the things around us have their own meaning and energy. It was like a greeting to the archetype of home, that ancient symbol of safety and refuge that is deeply rooted in our psyche. This small act helped me start the day with a sense of connection to something bigger than myself. In the morning, I prepared a hearty breakfast: coffee, salami, fruit, bread, and butter. It wasn't just about feeding the body, it was also about nourishing the soul. Preparing food is an act of creation that connects us to an ancient instinct to care for ourselves and others. When you prepare food with love and attention, it's like a small ritual that brings you back to basic human needs and to the archetype of the caregiver that is within us all. Then I spent 2 hours focused on writing. This time was sacred to me. It was a dialogue with my unconscious, capturing thoughts that were emerging from the depths of my psyche. Writing was not just a job, but a way to connect with the archetype of the sage, who seeks truth and knowledge. It was like a bridge between my conscious self and those parts of my soul that remain hidden. Afternoon and connection with nature. In the afternoon, I would paint, meditate, or take long walks in the hills. These activities were not just fun or relaxing, they were a way to connect with the archetypes of nature and silence that are the fundamental pillars of our psyche. Nature is the mirror of our soul, and when we immerse ourselves in it, we can hear the voice of the collective unconscious, which leads us to a deeper understanding of ourselves. A walk in the forest or a view of a lake reminded me that I was part of something bigger: nature, the universe, the whole. Around 2 or 3 o'clock, I would indulge in tea, a small but important ritual that reminded me that even in the midst of work and hustle and bustle, it was necessary to stop, breathe, and appreciate the present moment. This tea was like a little break, giving me space to reflect and reconnect with my inner peace. Evening as a time of rest and celebration. In the evening, I would prepare a big meal, often preceded by an aperitif that I called a sundowner. This time was a celebration of the day, a connection to the archetype of the feast that is deeply rooted in the human psyche. A feast is not just about food. It is about sharing, about joy, about giving thanks for what we have experienced during the day. Even though I often ate alone, I prepared the meal with care, as if I were hosting an entire family. It was an expression of gratitude for life and the abundance it brought me. After dinner, I would relax, read, or reflect on my dreams, and at 10 p.m. I would go to bed to give my body and soul the rest they needed. For me, sleep was not just a physical need. It was a time when the unconscious could manifest itself through dreams, which I often analyzed and wrote down. Dreams, as I have often emphasized, are messages from the depths of our psyche, and regular sleep gives them space to speak to us. Why is routine important? Routine is not just about repeating the same activities. It is a way to create a safe space where our psyche can work on its growth and where we can hear the voice of our unconscious. When we have a solid structure to the day, our consciousness can focus on what is truly essential, the journey to individuation, to becoming who we really are. As I write in my works, for example in my book on the collective unconscious, our psyche is influenced not only by personal experiences, but also by ancient patterns that live within us. Routine helps us harmonize these patterns and gives us a sense of continuity and meaning. Think back to my childhood. I was a lonely, introverted boy who created my own rituals, like carving a small figurine and hiding it in a ruler. These small acts brought me peace and a sense of security because I unconsciously imitated ancient totemic practices that people have used for thousands of years to protect and connect with something greater. So routine is something that connects us to our roots, to the collective unconscious, and makes us feel like we are not alone, that we are part of a long chain of human experience. When we create daily habits that support us, it is as if we are building a small temple where our soul can rest and grow. Routine also helps us cope with the dark aspects of our psyche, what I call the shadow. When we have a solid structure, we are better able to confront our fears and insecurities because we know we have a safe place to return to. How to create your own routine. Now I will give you a simple but detailed guide to creating a daily routine that will support your inner growth and harmony. These points are based on my life and my understanding of the psyche, and are designed to be understandable and practical for everyone. Wake up at the same time. Find a time that suits you and stick to it. Morning is the time when your psyche is fresh and open to new ideas. For example, I used to get up at 7 a.m. because it made me feel like I was starting the day with a clear head. If you are a night owl, you can move the time, but regularity is important. Create a small ritual. Whether it is greeting the things around you or a short meditation, find something that anchors you in the present. For me, it was greeting the kitchen utensils, which reminded me that even everyday things have their meaning. You can just sit down for a moment and be grateful for the new day. Make time for creative work. Mornings are the perfect time to focus. Whether you're writing, painting, or thinking, set aside 2 hours to do something that fills you. I wrote because it was my path to the unconscious. You can find anything that connects you to your inner voice, like gardening or composing music. Connect with nature. Take time to go for a walk or just be quiet outside. Nature is a mirror of your soul and can help you hear the voice of your unconscious. Even if you live in the city, you can sit in a park or just look at the sky. For me, walking in the hills has been key to inner peace. Take breaks. Even a small stop, like a cup of tea in the afternoon, will remind you that life is not just about work, but also about enjoying the present moment. I had tea around 3 p.m. and thought about what I had experienced during the day. You can have a coffee or just close your eyes for a moment and rest. Celebrate the day in the evening. Prepare a meal with love or give yourself a moment of rest. It is a way of giving thanks for the day you have had. I prepared a big meal in the evening and enjoyed an aperitif because for me it was a celebration of life. You can spend time with your family or read a book. Go to bed regularly. Rest is key for both body and soul. Find a time to end the day and stick to it. I went to bed at 10 p.m. because I knew that sleep is the time when the unconscious manifests itself through dreams. You can adjust the time, but the important thing is that it is regular so that your body and mind know when it is time to rest. Remember, friends, that routine is not about being bound by rules or feeling like you're in a cage. It's about creating a space where your soul can grow and where you can hear the voice of your unconscious. As I've often emphasized in my books, the path to wholeness is through understanding and accepting all parts of yourself, both the light and the dark. Your daily habits are one of the tools on this journey. They are like small steps that bring you closer each day to becoming who you were truly meant to be. And remember, even the smallest rituals have profound meaning. They are a reflection of the archetypes we carry within us and connect us to the entire history of humanity. So, whatever routine you create, do it with love and the knowledge that you are nurturing your soul. How to create your own routine. Now I will give you a simple but detailed guide on how to create a daily routine that will support your inner growth and harmony. These points are based on my life and my understanding of the psyche and are designed to be understandable and practical for everyone. Wake up at the same time. Find a time that suits you and stick to it. Morning is the time when your psyche is fresh and open to new ideas. For example, I used to wake up at 7 a.m. because it made me feel like I was starting the day with a clear head. If you are a night owl, you can shift the time, but regularity is important.